Good morning, everyone. It is really early here and I have just gotten up, and I don't usually come to you before I've even gotten dressed because, yeah, I'm still in my nightie. But I just had to say good morning because as I was spending some time with the Lord and just reading His Word, it was just such a blessing that I just had to say good morning to all my friends. And here I am, ready to start the day. Yeah, probably after another cup of coffee. Pretty much so. But anyways, there is a few things that I absolutely have to do. And one of them I have to make a decision. Yeah. Either I make some dog biscuits or I go and buy some. So yeah, that's my big decision for the day. But anyways, I really need to get outside and I need to get these gardens going and get this all finished up around here. And yeah, what can I say? And my husband has a big project to do for me here in, I'm not really sure when. It's going to have to be within the next week, that's for sure. But anyways, we'll talk about that another time. But I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. I hope you will want to join me for a little bit of mine that I don't even know what I'm doing either, but oh well. We'll figure it out as it goes, right? Anyways, talk to you all in just a little while. Well, can you guess what I decided to do? Yeah, I decided I wasn't going to make any dog biscuits because there was other things I needed to do. I needed to go to the bank, I needed to go to the pharmacy, and I needed to get a few things at the grocery store. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead, run down, get another bag of dog food because I have to go all the way north, like 25 miles to where I get my dog food and my dog biscuits if I'm not going to make biscuits myself. And so, you know, I did all that and I ended up getting them what's called apple cranberry, and this one is sweet potato and pumpkin. So I got them that. That's going to last them for a long time. And so from there, I went ahead and I thought, you know what, I'm almost out of my laundry detergent. It's time for me to make more. And so I stopped at Walmart and yeah, went in there and they didn't have the soap that I needed because this is summertime. And so I need to put some Fells Naphtha soap, even though I don't use that normally. But that's the only thing that's going to cut the oil of poison ivy if you happen to get that on your skin, and I am highly, highly allergic. So, I mean, my dogs can walk through and there'll be some poison ivy, and then they come in, they jump on the couch. Now that residue is on my couch, and then I sit down, and yeah, so it can be a mess for me if I'm not very careful. Yeah, Walmart was out, totally out. So for the very first time, now I have not had my phone for very long, but for the very first time, I am standing in Walmart and I am trying to find the store nearest me that sells that soap. And so it was just kind of funny because yeah. So then I go down to my very favorite grocery store, which I really should have went there in the first place, and which is Wegmans, by the way. And of course, you know, you can't go in that store without doing some real shopping because it's a fabulous store. But I did get my soap. And yeah, what can I say? One of the things that they had that I wanted to share with you, and I'm just kind of reaching over here to get it, is when I was a little girl, my father worked at a bakery, and it was a big bakery. I mean, they made Sunbeam bread. They had the franchise for that, and it was called Furch Baking Company out of Erie, Pennsylvania. And they no longer exist, but they would make a bread that was called Kuchenloaf, and I absolutely loved it. My dad knew that, and so what he used to do is he used to take a loaf off of the conveyor and put it back on sideways so that the Kuchen sprinkles would be on it again. Then he'd take it back off and he'd flip it over and he'd put it back on the conveyor and let it do the other side. So it was on all three sides and it was a, you know, double layer of this. And so lo and behold, as I'm walking towards the cash registers, I saw a little loaf of kuchen loaf bread. And yeah, for this tiny little loaf, it was $3, but I could not walk by. I tried to walk by and I kept looking back, and the memories of my father, it brought a smile to my face. So I thought, you know what, go for it. And I did. And so, yeah, I am going to look forward to having a piece of this with some nice butter. And anyways, yeah, what can I say? My whole day was spent running around trying to get everything done that I needed to get done. And now, yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I have done nothing in my house or outside of my house. What can I say? Hey, just the way the world goes, right? So anyways, right now I have not eaten since yesterday, so I am going to make myself a little pizza. Now normally I would use Udi's because I really enjoy their gluten-free thin pizza crusts. They're excellent, but it is all canola oil, and yeah, it's like I can't do this. So I started walking around, and what do? I get back on my phone and I start doing a search on where in the store that I'm at is there any organic thin pizza crusts. And yeah, sure enough, it came up, and yeah, it even told me what aisle to go to. It was so good. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let me reach again. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. And so what I found was called Russet Crust Organic Pizza Crust. And they're calling this a flatbread pizza crust. So yeah, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to put a little bit of my own sauce that I make from my, when I do tomatoes, when I can them. And it should be absolutely yummy, don't you think? Anyways, I'll talk to y'all in just a little while. For today's devotion, we will be reading from John chapter 3, verses 19 to 21. This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light so that it may be seen plainly that what they have done has been done in the sight of God. Notice that our verse is reaffirming what was already said in the book of John in chapter 1, verses 4 and 5, where it says there, in him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shined in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. That Jesus Christ is the light of men. When God deemed that his son would become human and walk among us, he turned on the light, so to speak. Those who understand and walk into the light will know life. Those who do not will die. Verse 19 of our scripture today tells us why people turn away from Christ. They have committed acts of evil, and they do not want the light of Christ to shine on their hidden guilt. Just as Adam and Eve hid from God after eating the forbidden fruit, we hide from Christ. It's natural for us to not want our failings exposed and seen by others, nonetheless God. And what's worse is that we will often do nearly anything not to see our own faults. Our minds want to rationalize our behavior. That's why we make excuses. We like to filter our memory, and will often remember events differently from how they actually occurred to help make us look better. If you have some misgivings about this, just simply listen to the accounts given when two people are in a dispute. It is full of phrases like, I didn't say that. That's not what happened. And this is an example of what our verse is saying. People would rather hide their guilt and stay in darkness. However, God is light. Christ is the light. And if our sin does not come into the light, we will die from it. When we confess our sin fearlessly and secure in the knowledge of forgiveness, the forgiveness that Jesus Christ died to give us, it is then that we step into the light of Christ. For we can walk as God's saints and live after our bodies die. The only price is loving Jesus Christ with all of our heart. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And don't ever let fear keep you hidden in the dark. For our God is love. And by exposing what's in the dark, you are released into his forgiveness. God bless. And I will talk to you tomorrow.